Hey friends, how's it going? You know, a lot of people were asking me about my thoughts on the minions and the new trinkets as I was playing in the early access stream on Friday, so I decided to make this video. Today we are going to talk about the 5 key takeaways that you should know going into Season 10 that starts on Tuesday. Some quick disclaimers that this was the early access stream, so it was only 6 hours long. 6 hours is not enough to get to know anything very well. So it was a lot of trial and error and just trying to see if I could get the new things at all. Not only that, but most of the people that played in the early access stream know the game. They play it a lot and they play it well. So your experience going into day 1 may not be exactly the same as mine. I do think that these 5 things are going to be pretty relevant to everyone on day 1. They were very, very noticeable to me at least, so I'd love to share them with you. Also, I will have a gameplay video up tomorrow from the early access stream with the brand new hero, Forest Warden Cenarius. All right, let's get into it. The first thing that I noticed was that tavern spell buffs are going to be very, very hard to balance. You're about to see part of a game from yesterday. I was playing the new hero Buttons, where you get an extra greater trinket on turn 8. My trinkets ended up being Souvenir Stand for my lesser trinket, which copied the Azurite Empowerment as my greater trinket, which was my hero power. And then I got Pagel's Fishing Rod for my other greater trinket. Up until the point of the game that you're about to see, I was taking a lot of damage. And then all of a sudden I spiked and I could not figure out why. But it's pretty clear that tavern spell buffs were probably the reason why. I don't feel like I got significantly stronger, but it looks like I did.
That will serve you well.
Oh heck, I should have used this before I sold that. Oh, and that would have buffed more things. My goodness. I haven't learned these minions yet. I thought that was an elemental Dargon, which does exist. There is an elemental Dargon, but it is not that one. So as you can see, based on that board, that tavern spell buffs are relevant. We were already getting a ton of stats as is, but this really, I guess, drove the point home. Again, though, we were all trying to play the new fun shiny things, so it's very possible that they were relevant because we were seeking them out. All right, moving on. The next takeaway for me was just mech. Mech are very, very, very good. The Zarina portrait was absurd. We absolutely smashed everyone's board with Zarina portrait. There seemed to be a lot of different win con with mech, but overall the synergy of the minions and, you know, the magnetics and the spells with Zarina are really consistent and really good. It's tough because I think the trinket is the thing that should probably get nerfed, but it's very likely that Zarina is going to have to get nerfed. You know what? Let me just show you why. Another one. Look at our board. It's all coming together. We have to be careful about hand space management. So I'm like trying not to take too many things because right now I have no triple And I'm very, very, very board locked. Look at that! Perfect gold again to push the button, and now we have 20 gold. That will be the game that you'll see tomorrow. I'll put the whole game up here. But not only did we do that, but there were other people that did that as well. Okay, so yes, mech is strong, but we're moving on to the next takeaway, which is that Murloc are so incredibly strong in a very different way. There were two important things to note from Murloc. The Agent of Sephin is the battle cry that gives a bonus keyword and also +4/+4. I definitely wasn't super happy about facing it because it is very, very good. Sephin was a very important Murloc minion, but actually crazy. But the tier 1 Flighty Scout is insane. The start of combat summons a copy, so you can use a base skill to summon that same exact minion that already summoned a copy to your board at the start of combat. It is harder to buff than a Bream counter, but it is so much more beneficial. I personally was not really able to get a Murloc board off of the ground, but let's look at some of the Murloc boards I faced and see what I mean. Large stats at the end of the game, for sure. We got the thing! Oh, that was bad. We got the thing, but now we die. Sephin is quite good. This is like the keyword buff stuff that we were concerned about existing. Is quite good. GG's. Speaking of not being able to get boards off the ground, I tried so hard for pirates. I really did. I'm very concerned for how pirates are going to go because the new golden minion thing is cool, but it's really hard to create that situation for yourself. And the minions that you golden, you don't necessarily want to keep, so they actually end up kind of being counterproductive. The transition from the early game into the late game pirates is pretty hard to accomplish, and we lost some of those like mid-game buffs, so it's really all dependent on these golden pirates. I'm going to show you some clips from 2 games really quickly. The first one, I really tried, but the game wasn't giving me too much. I attempted it. The second one, the game gave me a lot of good things. I still felt like it just wasn't enough. The scaling just can't keep up with everything else. Oh, that was a bad hit. This feels better, though. Not the venom! That feels less better. Okay, if we remove this, we can still live here. Heck! We just needed to remove that! Oh, bananas. All right. So, forcing pirates, very challenging. Oh no. I'm gonna die so fast. So fast. Oh, this is a terrible, terrible idea. I think it's just meant to be like, here's an auxiliary because we got rid of Death Rattle pirates. But also, like, just playing large minions pirates scales a little bit too slowly compared to other things. Because Peggy's gone too. Oh, that's so rough. No, it. I've got one more takeaway for you, and that is that the Nightmare Party Guest is so good. I had a feeling that it was going to be good. It's our new all-typed minion on tier 6, and it does have a battle cry and a death rattle, and there are so many ways to re-trigger battle cries and so many ways to buff tavern spells. So that in and of itself is great, but we played 15 games. Out of those 15 games, 5 of the boards that removed me from the game had that minion on it, and 4 of them were Menagerie boards. So Menagerie is going to see a big resurgence here, but that minion is so good. It truly is. Like, I started getting it off the ground, and even in the limited amount that I did in a game before I died, it was so much fun, and I have a feeling is going to be a very valuable minion. Let's take a look at what I mean.
Here, as compensation.
Ooh, that maw thing. No, that's bad because we would discover something different. We don't want to discover different. We want same, not different. Okay. Sir.
From the small
Yay, we finished our turn. I did not think that we would. Okay, so that's everything that I have the receipts for, but I do want to say, I think it's important to note that standard leveling curve might be dead. That's big words, I know, and that's when you level on turn 2, turn 5, and turn 7. I'm not saying like level as much as you can, as early as you can, but I am saying that leveling earlier is starting to feel better. It has an anomaly meta, and I think that's definitely going to carry into Trinkets. I was going to include a minion type kind of ranking today, but also I just didn't see enough of most of the minion types. We were all trying to play the fun, shiny new things that were the good, fun, shiny new things, so I didn't see a lot of Quillbore. I did at one point attempt to make Quillbore happen, but it does feel like it's going to be slightly harder to make happen as well. Yeah, I didn't see a lot of Pirate, a lot of Quillbore, not a lot of Beast out there, not a lot of Demon. There was an honorable mention to All-Purpose Kibble. We did face a N'Zoth opponent playing the All-Purpose Kibble, and it got pretty crazy. That Kibble is crazy. So that's everything from my early access stream on Friday that I wanted to share with all of you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you're excited about to play on Tuesday. And like I said, tomorrow we will have a gameplay video here of Cenarius with that Zarina portrait. It's a really fun game. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, everyone.